Hey everyone, I'm Lamont Gilchrist, www.lgfitnessmessiah.com is my webpage. Lamont Gilchrist, all caps, on Instagram. Lamont Gilchrist, Natty, or Lifetime Natural Bodybuilder, or Pro Bodybuilder on YouTube. Check out my channels, like, subscribe to it, so I can give some more free content, so I can do some things as far as like traveling. I also like, to reach out to people. I like to at some point be able to give young people or people who are in dire need opportunities to work with me, travel, maybe go do some of these particular things. And so on my YouTube page, it has a funding thing. So, I will document and show, accountability for being able to help and to change people's lives. But I seen my uncle was talking to me today, man. He was telling me this is Oprah have a commercial about how now she can eat bread and the things and stuff and all the things that she's doing, man. And for many years, it's not no secret that Oprah Winfrey has struggled with her weight and had weight problems and issues and stuff like that. And she made many personal trainers, nutritionalists, dieting people, Dr. Oz, rich, millionaires, big money, but yet she can't seem to solve her problem as far as like with the up and down with her weight and all these other things. I'm going to tell you something that's really real. When you have a lot of money or you have a lot of stuff, it is very hard for people to tell you no or to be real with you and tell you the truth or tell you what's really going on. So me, being enlightened and aware of the Most High and trying to live a complete life at this point in juncture in my life, I have no problem with being honest to certain degrees to anyone about anything because, I don't have really any fears, no earthly fears or fears anymore of repercussions of particular things because I know that inside myself, I strive to be peaceful and to be right. So I'm going to share with y'all a real hard truth. And I want y'all to suck it up, excuse me, and understand this reality. There is a cure for being obese. There is an obesity cure. There is a cure for diabetes. There is a cure for all those issues, chronic things that you may have going on with you, other than until it becomes chronic. Acute things that you may have going on with you, other than until it becomes something mutated that it starts to affect organs and your genetic makeup. And truly, I say this, and I say it with the deepest compassion for people who suffer with these things. There is a cure for alcoholism. There is a cure for drug addiction. There is a cure for all these things that we personally put into our bodies and that we manipulate and change our dynamics of our mind, our addiction, and all these particular things. The cure is knowledge. The cure is not doing these things. The cure is not partaking in these things and getting a better understanding. And I know people really don't want to hear that. I really do understand that you really don't want to hear that. Because for some people, to be cured is almost worse than actually death itself or to be sick. Because that's how much of a stronghold these addictions and these particular things have on them. So don't let it be, don't be mistaken. I know people don't necessarily choose to be overweight and all these other things, but when you eat these processed foods, when you eat particular foods and you live a certain lifestyle, and I'm not even talking about exercise, you do not have to exercise to lose body fat. If I take and staple your mouth shut, you will lose body fat. You will lose minerals. You'll probably lose a lot of other things and stuff like that. So if I starve you, you will lose body fat. So I understand why people say caloric intake, caloric outtake, and all this other stuff. Now you'll have other things going on. You'll be in deficit in minerals, macro and micronutrition, but you will lose body fat. And some people take that approach. Some people take the Atkins diet approach. Some people take the Jenny Craig diet approach. Some people take a lot of different approaches to reaching or to trying to alleviate themselves of being obese and being overweight. Me as a scientist, I take a scientific approach to trying to do it the healthy way by adding everything that needs to be added for your daily activity, for survival, for overall genetic health. Because once again, I understand every 10 years you're making pretty much a new body. Every, few hours or a few weeks, there's something that is repairing something, and you need macro and micronutrition to do these things. This is eliminating exercise, other than you can't eliminate exercise because your heart is beating, so that's exercise, or you're getting up and you're walking, or you're going to the job, and that's exercise. I count all that to the good. I mean, like going to the gym or cardiovascular, any other activity outside of just normal movement. But normal movement is exercise. And you can lose weight. You don't have to do those things. So I don't think people have a clear picture about the big picture, about reality. And Oprah saying, oh yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you can eat anything you want to. If your teeth are strong enough, you can eat metal. But who will want to eat metal? Who will want to eat glass? And who will want to have that come out of their ingestion, out of their intestines? Who will want to process that or have that go through their body? See, not what you take in, but it's what it's doing inside your body. If you eat steel, yeah, you might can eat it, but are you getting nutrition from it? You can eat wood. Are you getting nutrition from it? What is it doing when it's coming out of your body? What is it doing when it's inside of your body? That is the true question that anyone who suffers from obesity or irritated bowel syndrome or diabetes or any of these things, that's what you really need to ask yourself. What is this doing inside of my body? You understand what I'm saying? So if you have an understanding of what it is doing inside of your body, then you have a better understanding of how your body is going to respond to what it is that you're doing or what it is that you're eating. I use this example because it's a great example. Marathon runners. Marathon runners are coming down with diabetes. Why? Because they're taking high fructose corn syrup, they're taking those gel packs for energy, and they're spiking their energy levels with sugar. Now these people are running hundreds, if not thousands of miles in a year and exercising, and yet they're still getting diabetes. For the most part, that shouldn't be true, for the simple fact that if you could exercise things off, it shouldn't affect them like that. So, under that pretense and under that reality, and I know it to be true because I see people suffer. I see athletes, former athletes who did stuff. I see my uncle who went blind and he used to exercise, lift weights and everything else and stuff like that. So, exercising is a component to being able to push yourself further, to being able to perform in a sport, to being able to stimulate muscle growth, to being able to stimulate certain things that happen, to raise your aerobic capacity, raise your endurance, raise other things and stuff like that, make you a better functioning human being, move smoother, more strength, be able to live longer duration. And a very small part on overall health inside your body. A very small part, not a huge part. Because if it was a huge part, then marathon runners wouldn't be getting diabetes. People who exercise all the time wouldn't be getting diabetes and having all these other chronic things going on and stuff like that. And it brings me back to my point that I've been stressing, and I stress this to my clients, and I want to stress this to you. What you take into your body causes chemical reactions. There's no fires inside your body, so they don't burn up like caloric burn and all this other stuff. They cause this chemical reactions with organs and different things like that. They have a content that's broken down into particular things. And then they either cause stress on certain things, they heal certain things, they be broken down to aminoids, glucose, glycogen, minerals, all the different things that needs your body needs to reproduce itself and to keep itself in a harmonious state. Any excess is going to tax whatever it is that it's going to. Any excess or any significant amount of hormones or things being released is going to have an effect. That's how cancers are grown. That's how acidity levels. That's how pH balances are. There's so many different things. We are a complex unit, and our body is always trying to look for a harmonious state. And as we keep dumping these things into our body, it is very hard for our body to get to that. And so they'll grow outward or wider or store or, it is a very unique problem that we have right now because we live in a unique time. We never lived in this time before. So people have solutions and people have ideals and ideologies about what's going on. But evolution tells us that, our body is a very complex unit because of the way that we evolved. And yet it's still very primitive in the way that it received nutrition, addictions, drives, likes, and other particular things like that. We are still animals when it comes to those particular situations and things like that. Even with our consciousness, we are still animals in those type of capacities. So have an understanding. You can be big, meaning bigger, and be in great shape, cardiovascular shape. You can be fat and be in good shape, cardiovascular, strong, all these other particular things. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're healthy. You can be skinny and be in good shape. You can be skinny and be fat. Doesn't necessarily mean that you are healthy. So don't get these things twisted. Don't cross paths. It's really, really complex. There's really fine lines that cross over to other things and cross over to other things that you have to have a complete understanding. That's why you get knowledge. That's why you go to professionals. That's why professionals like myself research this stuff effortlessly and all day long to try to help people come up with scientific, and I use science as a method because that's how we come up with these hypotheses, and that's how we come up with these theories, and that's how we apply, and that's how we're able to reproduce these particular things. But truly, it's a personal experience with a scientific influence, what it is that I do, and we make adjustments as we go along to see if we can pick the lock or decipher the code to whomever it is that I'm working with. And whatever it is that they're trying to do for that particular time. It's never the same thing. When I get ready for a show, it's never the same diet. Every day is never the same thing because it's a new beginning. There's a new day. There's a new me. Even though there's an old me, there is the new me because every day I'm going forward. And as knowledge and as my body change, I adapt to what it is that I have to do for myself. So there is a cure for being obese. There is a cure for weight problem. There is a cure for drug addiction. There is a cure for alcoholism. There is a cure for sex addiction. There is a cure for gluttony. There is a cure for all these particular things. But depending on how strong the addiction, depending on how strong these things are over you or how high they are in your psyche as being important, as being part of your DNA or your mental and spiritual makeup, that will determine if you find the cure or not. People die every day from being overweight. People die every day. People die every day from drugs. People die every day from drinking. And people die slowly from these things. So it's causing slow deaths, and they have kidney failure and liver failure and all this other stuff. But that isn't always the initial cause. It's the chronic keep drinking or the chronic drug or the shooting up that gives you hepatitis or AIDS. Although that might be it, the addiction is really truly the poison. So my prayers go out, and I wish everyone who is suffering from any form of addiction or any form of anything to have control over their lives to where it is something that they cannot manage for themselves. I hope that the Most High bless them and help them to break those bonds and to bring them into a true enlightened state of reality of how it is that they need to approach or come up with a solution to dealing with whatever issue that you may have going on. and we all deal with issues on every level, every day. So I hope this helped. And Oprah, start telling people this stuff that you can do this. There's a price to pay for eating that stuff, and you should know better than more, because if it was about having money and resources, you would have been cured a long time ago. So keep it real. I'm Lamont Gilchrist. Thanks.